Welcome back to Spotlight on Naperville. I'm Nancy WIERSUM. So excited to introduce a new group to the Spotlight set, Flying for Hope. And I was kidding them. I said, have you got a plane out in the parking lot? And they said, no, they actually drove here. Okay. Susan WORLINE is founder and president and CEO of Flying for Hope. So good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Jeanette Smith is vice president. So good to have you.
Thank you, Nancy.
And Shannon RYLKO is director of media and public relations for Flying for Hope. So good to have you as well. Well, Susan, I want to start by talking about what Flying for Hope is.
Flying for Hope is a non-for-profit, as you know, 501(c) company that was founded in August of 2012. And what we do is we supply flights, hotel stays, and car rentals to individuals or families in crisis. So that could be someone who's on hospice care, or if someone gets in a car accident and someone doesn't have the financial means to get to their loved one, we provide that for them.
That is so amazing. How did that get started?
A Facebook post, actually, social media.
Good old social media,
Good old
right?
social media.
Yeah.
I got a Facebook message from my cousin Jay. It was to everybody saying, does anyone need a ticket on Southwest Airlines? I'm in Alaska. He was fishing, and I said, hey, I said, great, I just bought my tickets to Orlando. You could have saved me $500. Kind of made a joke about it. And then he posted again 2 days later, and I said, so I Facebooked him again, and I said, hey, why don't you donate it to your local hospice organization? And he said, that's a great idea, because I said, I've seen in time and time again that these families cannot connect with their loved ones when someone is about to pass. So I said, donate it, and he did. And a young girl got to fly from New York to Seattle and was actually reunited and got to be with her grandmother and was with her for 6 days before she passed, because that hospice company in Seattle actually called me a couple of weeks later and said, thank you for telling your cousin to donate it.
That is so
And that's
incredible.
how Flying for Hope came all about.
So you found a need, and then you
Correct.
just ran with it, literally.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, such a thoughtful thing. And Shannon, I want to ask you, Shannon, how you wanted to be involved. Why did you want to be involved?
I am a digital marketing consultant, and Susan had reached out to me at a previous company, wanted to kind of share the word of what she was doing, and I went to my boss and I said, this is phenomenal, and tried to pull every string. And the company, I'm with Chicago Tribune now, and I took her with me. So I'm using every tool imaginable to send out news articles and try to find areas to just spread the word. And this woman's just a dynamo, I mean, that's just probably the best word, I mean, she just has this energy, and once you kind of see it happening, like the flight that we just did, and you get to meet the families and see the people, like, it's a really emotional type thing, It's so great what she's doing. Other people need to know that this exists.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what my job is.
And Jeanette, let's turn to you then and ask you how someone would go about, how do you know that someone has the need, and how would they make that connection with you?
Okay, so the first step is to go to our website, which is flyingforhope.info. And when you get to the website, there's all kinds of information there, but there's also a vetting process. So you have to upload your financial information, tell us about your event, your crisis, the situation that you're in, and what it is you're really kind of looking for. Because we want to make sure that the flights are used and the resources are really used for people who are truly in need, not people who are trying to get to Vegas to get married.
Sure.
So we want to make sure that this is really reaching the people that it's intended to reach. And so after they get through the vetting process, we book the flights, we book the rentals, and we let them know when and where to get packed.
Wow.
That is as easy as that.
That is incredible. And do you have any other stories about people that have been helped by Flying for Hope? Do a couple stand out for you?
Yeah, one was actually, we can actually help some. It depends with pets, like service dog. But he ended up not using us. One was very memorable about a man named Bruce in West Virginia, and he actually called me the day before and said, actually, I don't need your services. Like, he was honest. He said, actually, the guys at work got me the ticket, but we were ready to book him on a flight. His brother was dying of liver cancer in Kansas City, so I called the hospice company there to find out what can we do, because that's what we're trying to do too, contact people all over the country, hospice organizations, funeral homes, hospitals, universities, so people are aware of the services that we provide. So that one really stood out because he was very honest, and we were willing to just get him to his brother right away. you know, another one could be too is someone who breaks their hip at a nursing home, for example, had helped somebody that, you know, was only maybe a car ride away but couldn't get in a vehicle. So we have sponsors, and we partner with other companies too, especially in the local area, that we can do local stuff, you know, so we can get them to their loved one right away.
That it's just incredible. And you said you're going to be branching out to hotels and you know all those forms of transportation that
Yes.
somebody might need.
Correct.
Yeah, like enterprise, like try to find people to pair with. You know,
Sure.
depending on
Right.
what state they're in.
I think we all know somebody, someone that we've worked with or something where,
Sure.
you know, a loved one was dying and in hospice and they could not afford to be with them. So
Correct.
you're really, really giving people wonderful, wonderful memories.
People need to be connected with their loved ones.
Right.
I mean, you know, I have 3 children myself, and I could never imagine if something ever happened to them or to my parents and I couldn't get to them.
Yeah,
That's
there's no
where
worse
this-
thought, I think, than not being able to be with them during that time
Absolutely.
of crisis. So, well, we know that if people want to help, they can go to the website. Donations, especially monetary donations and credit cards, would be very helpful, I'm sure.
Yes.
And we will put that website up there for you. We thank you so much for the work you're doing and for being here and sharing it with us
you.
tonight.
Thank you very much.
you. And we're going to take another break. When we come back, more Spotlight on Naperville, so don't go anywhere.